I think the AFC is wide open. Wide open. I mean, who's favored? Denver with Bo Nix? I mean, it's why it's in the NFC, it's not
Broncos anywhere there. Bo Nix, huh? Not quite getting the respect in Vegas that you're giving him, huh?
Well, dumb. I mean, you're going to tell me they're not one of the 6 Super Bowl favorites? Go look at. I mean, I think Buffalo's good, really good. But put up Buffalo's roster to Denver's roster, and Denver's got the better roster.
You should do a top 10 on that one. Interestingly, I didn't see the Patriots there. Maybe.
Let's get into this subject, seeing as I found this content while I was doing a Bills analysis, and I knew right away I would also make it a Denver Broncos one. You viewers know I always try to search for the little hidden gems and the small odd moments during these broadcasts. And there you have it, Denver Nuggets. Spot on. But, sure, what I thought was interesting about this was that at first he isn't criticizing Bo Nix and the Broncos, rather he is merely posing the question, who is favored? Bo Nix and the Broncos? And next, almost a minute later he's saying Bo Nix and the Broncos definitely should be among the top Super Bowl contenders. So it begs question. Is your mind still undecided regarding Bo Nix? I am a bit puzzled. However, let there be no misinterpretation here. This is a topic I've mentioned multiple times before and I was aware this would occur. I brought this up towards the end of the season as well as early in their break, after the season had come to a close. The lack of faith in the Denver Broncos is Bo Nix. The squad is amazing, the coaching is amazing. The NFL as a whole is just not sold on it. Whether we are referring to the entire NFL community, the sports commentators, or even those who determine these odds and secure their own success, they are not sold on Nix. I have displayed this picture countless times and it still remains quite funny. You can add photos and whatnot while I record, and I always remove them when I'm done with a video. Once I compile a video and add an image, I'll tidy up and remove it. However, I created an analysis where I talked about it, which was some months back. I nearly got rid of it until I thought, you know what? I'll keep it. I probably won't need it consistently, though I suspect using it as a point of reference during the off-season will be useful. And how true that was. It's simply extremely intriguing to me. And again, I will not get lost in these explicit statistics. These stats are specific in some ways, and don't automatically mean he's among the very best quarterbacks. I don't dwell too much on these aspects in particular. But it indicates you've got someone special. This indicates you've got someone and we have already seen him shine and become the go-to player during the crucial moments. I'm unsure if there was a time Bo Nix truly had a poor game in a big game and needing the moment, feel free to correct me in the comments. Consider when Nick attempted to mock Bo Nix, by asserting he performed terribly in the playoffs against the Bills, I refuted his stance and examined it thoroughly. I responded, are you joking? Bo was good during that game. He dominated against the Buffalo Bills yet again both in the Discovery and Divisional postseason rounds and performed spectacularly against the Kansas City Chiefs. He has consistently performed well in all of his games against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I do not fully understand it. And I am greatly excited regarding coaching alterations or adjustments they have implemented recently, specifically in offense. And to sum it up, it is all Bo Nix. They remain unconvinced by Bo Nix in totality as a whole. I believe we might see total change once the season is over with. It could entirely reverse the narrative that has been already created. There are certain aspects that might be quite remarkable that I presently notice. I do genuinely feel like I am on the cusp of becoming thrilled. I will wait for the opportunity to announce it. But in the next season, specifically in the Conference West, we are about to be in a whole new area. It is genuinely a new beginning with the NFL. It is more than just winning a Super Bowl, or division, or being an MVP. It's a multitude of factors. It really comes down to competition. When considering what is happening with the Broncos as an instance of this issue in the AFC as a whole, there was this idea they were simply the top team. When Alex Smith made his claim, which I also recently mentioned here, he said, "These are the awful first seed whatever." And all I said was, okay. Good for you. There was a thought that it felt like what they weren't as good? The Lamar Jackson injury. The Bengals were missing, and Mahomes and this team were a failure. The Chargers, their offensive line got injured and was destroyed, on and on and on. And it's simply the way things change as people truly trust in the Bills and that Allen does not need to be Superman to carry this team. The Chia. FS become healthy and prepared. With Xavier and Rassi, and offensive lines fine. The Chargers line has returned. And Mike McDaniel is a fantastic person with a solid attitude, with defense. And when everything lines up and the Broncos become one the greatest, it will change. That will be when the transformation has been completed, and it will be done. I can't find it in myself to give it any worry about all things that might have gone the past. It's fine, remain in the years behind us. Here is us, forward. I can't worry what the Ravens did back then. I can't worry about Lamar's MVP and Mahomes and Allen, it's just that. It is now 2026 or 2027. That is when everything has been said or done, such as the pecking order this season, with or without the Chiefs. This is where we are when we say everyone's healthy, then to compete, split the games. It is as if we should still win, or it might mean wow McDaniel shows it, the O-line performs, and Mahomes heals, or Xavier and Rice dominate, and finally that they overcome those to the east and begin to be a greater team that can be a champion. These are the true NFL squads that matter. And now the time for them to show everyone. That has turned it all around. That team will come out of the AFC. They happen to be the best squad in the AFC this last year. Who cares it was injury or that, because it is a new group anyway. I do just not recognize Baltimore nor the Cincinnati sides. The Kansas Cities did have a lack of hurt members, th. EY still lost despite not being a fully terrible group. One method is to try and pull down the Broncos, but I am not seeing it like that, and this 2024 campaign is a huge determining indicator of the way the team, the Broncos, and maybe primarily Bo Nix will progress in the future. So, I was just considering this question swiftly, so Nix isn't even stated here right now. I can surely include him now. Quarterbacks are not easy to account for, but in reference to next year, what does it fully take to earn MVP status? If the talk comes up, there will be multiple factors that will come up. The media likes that and is wanting to add their support behind. Which team wins enough to be eligible, and could earn the honor of seeding either number 1 or 2? So how does offensive help the team, good enough to put up top numbers and be in the MVP conversation? Therefore, Mahomes is a guy to be considered. Maybe just a Mahomes fart is awesome. If Mahomes is still doing decent and his squad is a 1 or 2 seed, the MVP momentum will be there. Herbert also, if everyone stays healthy, McDaniel should place him in to win incredible numbers with lots of plays, which is what we desire as well. Bo Nix has an offense call, new players, and his defense is competent. The defense barely is not a liability on the team. His crew might even get the division or 1 seed once consistent play breaks for Nix, which can place him in the lineup. It might become an argument in the end, but ultimately they won. TB giving Nix the award and the narrative has gone away somehow. After against the Bill team still criticizing when Nix was injured, and said Nix wasn't beneficial when they said since that team had backups, it fell apart. So, his season will change some aspects. To remove most of this doubt directed at Bo Nix. So, for myself, I'll not be losing any sense of what the Super Bowl chance means for me, as it's just for leaping off a convo point and just saying I had watched the Broncos and Bo. The journey they'd passed pretty often from the start when Bo was added and all this went out, and it's genuinely a side to keep close because of how many issues exist and things like worst number 1 seed got spoken. I think it shows how those threats against the Chiefs have appeared the last 2 seasons that can change. These are only thoughts I am having about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Why is it they are so low in the Super Bowl odds is a surprise to me. I would be glad to be informed that you subscribed, which will cause us to become connected. Please, like this video with your digit. Thank you for watching and the future content, and you will see it from me.